Pretty exciting. We came up for the spring bonanza or whatever it's been called, spring fling, yard sale. I'm not sure what they're having over there, but anyway, our plan was to come up and hopefully catch some former and current Mountaineers coming by to visit us here on the show, and we replaced our Wednesday show with today's show, so we're looking forward to it. Frank, great to have you here. Great to see you again. I think we're going to have a good day.
Boy, I'll tell you, it's always great coming back to Morgantown and coming to Kegler's, and we really appreciate Jerry and Doug for doing everything they did to make it possible for us to be here. And what you said is so true. The house is already packed, and they just opened this room about 10 minutes ago. So as soon as they open it up, it's packed, and we have a lot of guests that we're going to be talking to. And not only, as you mentioned, was the spring showcase today in football, but the Mountaineer baseball team is playing Utah. Game of a doubleheader, so we're really pleased to have a good crowd here.
Mickey, glad you could make it, and good to see you again as well. I know you're excited to be here. You see some old friends, and Mickey, of course, played on the 69 Peach Bowl champs, and I'd like to let everybody know that, but I know you're excited to be here as well.
Certainly am, Greg. I tell you, it's tremendous being back in Morgantown always, whether it's a spring game, fall, or football, basketball in the winter, or baseball coming up here in the springtime now. Good to be back home and amongst the blue and gold brethren.
That's right. And a lot of them coming in, and we've seen a lot of familiar faces already rolling in. Some guys from the past. We'll have them on the show hopefully here later on. Brian Joswiak's here. Darryl Talley is here, of course, and we've got some other folks moving in.
Good to see you, buddy.
And we're going to have a good time talking.
Boogie Allen's here, right here.
Boogie Allen.
He's got it
beside us.
Yeah. So we'll have you on in a few seconds. We've got some tables over there, Boog. If you want to go over there, and we'll have you on in a few minutes.
Boogie Allen, we had him on our show a month or two ago, and great guest, and doing great things. And I know Frank, Mickey, both of us, one of the things we always talk about is these guys, what they do after they put the football pads away. And we have come across some amazing stories. Boogie's no different, doing great things as former Mountaineer players, and it's always exciting to hear their stories and see what they're up to these days.
And look who just walked in.
I can't see.
Oh, it's Major Harris.
Major Harris is here. All right. Hopefully we'll get Mage up here and talk to him a little bit. And then we might have to send one of you guys out to recruit our guests and get them lined up over here. That's what David Gorby usually does, but Gorb's not with us. So Gorb usually goes out and gets the guests and steers them over toward the waiting table, we call it.
Yep.
So maybe we can get Major and some of those guys over here just a little bit. Boogie, I'm sure you showed up not expecting to see Muggy McLeod.
No.
And if for those of you who don't know, this guy sat beside me, Boogie Allen, former Mountaineer. I want to give a little history of your playing time, playing days, and when you played, who'd you play for, and all that. People like to hear that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I played 06 to 2010 for Rich Rod, and I had the pleasure of Coach Bill Stewart was the last 2 years. I had Rich Rod for 2 years and then Bill Stewart for 2.
Was that a culture shock for you to go from Rich Rod to Bill Stewart? Kind of different personalities?
Yeah, way different. Way different.
Just a little bit.
Slightly different. You got to be excited. Rich Rod back in the fold. I know you guys that played for him. I've never heard, despite his flaws, I never heard anybody player-wise say anything bad about him, and I know that you guys are excited to have him back, I'm sure.
Definitely. No, he's a, you know what, but at the same, but it's good. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a good one. Yeah, you ain't never gonna hear nothing. Even after he left us for the before the Fiesta Bowl, we still don't got no bad words for Rich Rod.
Well, and Mickey, you can probably attest to this. When an opportunity arises, sometimes no matter, where your heart is, if that opportunity pops up, you can't pass it up sometimes.
Sometimes that's true.
I never felt any animus toward him. I didn't really like the way it unfolded, but
Well,
I don't know that it was all him.
I don't know that it was either, Greg.
More than him involved.
There's two sides to every story.
Right. That's right.
And everybody, knows the Rich Rod side, but not everybody knows what was going on the other side.
That's exactly right.
I've heard that he lobbied hard to get increased salaries for all his assistant coaches.
Right.
And after he had the offer in hand, he told the university he'd stay if he could get that budget approved. And apparently couldn't get it approved. So.
Yep, that's right. So, you never know.
You never know.
And it's just like with the basketball coach. I know a lot of people were very upset about that. Again, not the best way to go out, I don't think. But again, he's a Midwest guy, and Indiana's a historically great basketball program. Hard to say no to that, plus the money, so that always talks. Boogie, what are you up to these days? Tell everybody what you're doing and get you a plug in there.
I'm basically coaching high school football, training high school kids. I got a training business and lawn service at the same time, but pretty much pouring back into the youth.
Right.
Trying to help as many kids as I can get to college and experience what I experienced.
Absolutely. And you're from that area, correct?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. And I think the last time we talked to you, you did some name dropping on us there in your neighborhood. You had a few folks that lived close by to you that all former Mountaineer players or something. I remember you talking about all these different people that live within the 2 or 3 blocks of you.
Oh, yeah. Scooter Berry, Najee Good, Darren Brownlee.
There you go.
Gesley Derville. And there's one more. I can't even remember the other one. But, yeah, it's like 5 that lives in Florida. And then you got West Lyons lives he lives in Tampa, though.
Okay.
Is there a particular age group you work with, Boogie?
No, really 6 to 18 range.
Okay.
That I train, but high school wise, I deal with middle school, JV, and varsity. So
I'm curious, Mickey. You talk about all these names down there, but the only one we've had on the show so far has been him. I'm wondering where the disconnect is there that we haven't gotten a few of these guys on as guests that he's talked about.
We got a couple in here right now. We got a couple that we can bring up here right now.
Yeah, we'll get them up here. Any of them wants to come up, they're more than welcome. I'm going to get, before you go, I want to get a picture with you. And my wife, she's taking all the photos, so let me stand up here and let's get us a picture. Did you always have aspirations of being a coach, or is it just something kind of fell in your lap?
No, I didn't. I definitely didn't. Then when I got to, I'd probably say in my college years, I was like, man, that's when it really hit me. I was like, that's something that I can do. You got a lot of people that coach, but then at the same time, it's a connection, especially in this new era.
Oh, yeah.
Dealing with the new era of kids, you got to be able to judge. You can coach hard, but you can't really coach hard. Right. That's what I'll say. You can't.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, and you've done it, for a little while now, how it's changed over the last several years. It's gotten tougher, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. My older brother is definitely he was my mentor. When I got done playing ball and I moved back to Florida, and he was kind of like, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. And he's coached since probably like 2012 high school. He won like 5 state championships as an offensive coordinator. He told me this. I didn't believe him, but he told me I never said a curse word coaching. I was like, how? How do you do that? And my first year, I was like, I was too intense. And then
that's hard.
Yeah, I was intense. I was like, man, these kids just don't get it. But I learned, and over time, and now my curse words have gone away.
You know what? I'll tell you what, this is no lie. When I first started, I was a basketball coach for 28 years. When I first started coaching, I was coaching over at Mount Hope when I first became a head coach. And I remember telling my wife one night, of course, we played the heated rival Midland Trail, and I told her, I said, if I can't calm down and enjoy this, I'm quitting. I said, I'm going to kill myself. I can't do this. That was my first year as a head coach. After that, I got better at it. Was able to keep it in here more, and but I told her, I said, I'm going to kill over, carrying on over on this, cussing and carrying on over here. But it's tough. It is. And I don't know that I quit coaching in 2012. I don't know that I could coach now. I really don't know that I could handle all the
different approaches.
The stuff that's going on now would be tough.
It is. Lord have mercy. It's different because coaching high school ball, it's like somebody's trying to bribe your kids, and if you have 2 or 3 players that like stand out in Jacksonville, it's huge. So if you have 2 or 3, it's like as soon as the off season hits, it's like they're on the market.
There they go.
So they're whatever they can pay or whatever, they're doing it. Yeah. And it's like really the main thing that we teach now with all this going on is loyalty. Yeah. And that's the main thing. And it's like a lot of these kids and parents aren't loyal. And that's the main thing that we focus on with at a younger age with the middle school. We kind of try to teach them loyalty, luckily over the last 2 years we haven't lost any kids too.
Yeah.
So
that's got to be tough, man. When we're talking olden days, but I went to Midland Trail. I wouldn't have transferred to Fayetteville or Mount Hope for nothing.
Oh no, they were arch enemies.
I mean, it's your enemy, and we were loyal to a T, and there is absolutely no loyalty now. It's all about what can I get? What can I get? Money wise, whatever they give them, and. I used to laugh because we played all the private schools. Of course, they were always good because they were able to recruit all their players, And I always said, how am I going to get a good star basketball player's parents to move him to Hyco, West Virginia? Am I going to give him a job at the gas station? Or there was one gas station up there, and that's it. That's the only thing that was there. So, kind of unfair, But anyway, Boogie, appreciate your great work, man.
Oh, no problem.
Appreciate you coming by and talking to us. Enjoyed it. Look forward to talking to you again. We'll have you on the show again, for sure.
Thanks for going on.
All right,
man.
buddy. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
All right, Boogie Allen, folks. And old Mountaineer.
There you go.
He was a player. Now we've got another of our familiar faces rolling in here. It's our good friend, Mr. Daryl Prue. And DP, good to see you, my man.
What's up, fellas?
Appreciate you being here.
How y'all doing?
How you doing, Prue?
I'm good. How you
Good
doing?
to see you, man.
How you doing, Mickey?
I had an audience request when you got up here to ask you what it was like hanging out with Tyrone Shaw.
That was very interesting. It could be a fight. It could be a comedy show. Whatever mood he was in that day, it could have been anything.
Okay, Daryl's a bit of regular on our show on the Mountaineer locker room. He, especially during basketball season. Now we are happy and sad both for the fact that he became a head coach this past year. Kind of left us high and dry. Mickey went to greener pastures, and so we didn't get to have him on as much as we normally do. But Daryl, talk a little bit about what you're doing now, coaching wise.
I started coaching high school this year, St. Charles High School in Waldorf, Maryland. They were a very successful program before I got there, and this year we lost in a regional state finals on the second shot. We came back, we battled back, we had the game and lost it just that fast. But we got a good group of guys coming back as well.
That's awesome. It's great to see you back in the coaching ranks again. I know you got a great history there with your coaching past, and it's exciting to see you back at it again. We were thrilled for you, and keeping an eye on you because greater things going to happen. Just got a feeling.
Yeah,
and,
I hope so.
Yeah,
so.
It'll happen.
I'd love to come back home.
Absolutely. I got you. I think a lot of people here would like to have you back as well. And speaking of that, of course, we just had another turnover here, basketball-wise, with the coach leaving, a new guy coming in. You know anything about the new guy?
Honestly, this guy I haven't heard anything about him. Don't know nothing about him. I watched a couple games in the NIT. every way he's been, he's won. So he has a great track record. But it's kind of quiet because he was down in Texas. So I guess we didn't get much, stuff here about him. But the guy who just left did a good job when he was here. I heard some things about him, but I think Ren did a good job of selecting the last guy. I think he did a good job of selecting the new guy.
You guys, I know you played for Coach Catlett, and there always seemed to be a little bit of a disconnect there between after time went on. Has that improved any, with the former players and that sort of thing coming back to WVU? I know football-wise, I think it's starting to shape up a little differently now. I don't know about basketball, former players.
I think it was a big disconnect as far as, especially with the Catlett area. If you look at the stuff that's in the practice facilities and stuff like that, there's nothing, it's like Catlett didn't exist. And, which is sad because, he did a great job. Bob Huggins did a great job. Beeline did a great job, but it's definitely a disconnect. Dale Wolfley was trying to mend some of those hurdles, but it just didn't happen. Yeah. And and it's sad because it's like I look at all the football stuff and the guys over there and the camaraderie they have and coming back. We don't have that as a basketball group, and some of it is the basketball guys. Yeah. So a lot of them guys, when they left, they never came back. Right. But there's a nucleus that do want to come back and support.
We're supposed to have him on here in a week or two, I think, on the show. So definitely something we'll talk to him about. But it seems like that might be one of his goals, is trying to, pull these people back because, so in my mind, it's so important to your program. You've got to have your past, representation. You got to have those folks back, and people see that. Young players see it.
Well, I had a conversation with him yesterday about some things, and he says he's doing a reunion again. I said, what about the pictures on the wall in the Coliseum? There was no ceremony. So last year I came to the Kansas game. Coach Catlett was there, and in the Jumbotron, he has not seen his picture. So I walked him around. I walked him around the Coliseum so he could see it. Wow. And what kind of stage are we setting for somebody who did great things and got a name on the street in front of the building, and he has not seen his picture on the wall. You know what I mean? That he's in the building now. You know what I mean? So that bothered me right there because he didn't. He's come to games and he has never seen it.
Right.
And I knew it happened around COVID, but it's been a few years since then. It's just. There's about 19 to 20 of us that's on that, poster. Yeah. And on a wall, but like if you think about it, about 6 of them play for him. Right. You you go back to Lester Rowe, Dale Blaney, Damian Owens. So it's a good group. So but that's where I think some of the disconnects is there's no ceremonies. Right. For us, like that. A reunion is nice, but we would like to sit down and have chop it up like the guys are chopping it up here. I know spring football is a little different, but I think small things like that has to improve for the support from the basketball and getting the basketball, older basketball guys together.
Yeah, and I think again, it's so important. I think for the the perception of your university, of your programs, when younger people see that.
You see the old one coming back.
Daryl, we appreciate you coming by, man. And you want to go ahead and promote there? Let's. I'm going to hold this up here, Darren, so you can get a shot of this.
So Frank
Fears. Get Frank up here?
Yep. We're putting a book together. Frank Fears helped me put the book together. He's an excellent writer. We got a few chapters in.
Awesome.
And we're putting it together, and hopefully by the beginning of next year, we'll have it all done and out. I'm very excited about it because my navigation to West Virginia University is a little different from anybody else's. And I think it's a story about, as Frank says, is relationships and how relationships through the university has gained my trust and for me to come here because of a few people. So
awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to that, and we'll definitely be promoting that on the air, no doubt. Yeah. And I'm going to do something that, not the most professional thing, but if you can spare this one, I would like to have a signed copy of that. That'd be great. I don't know if that pen works. I pulled it out from underneath the desk here.
Yeah, I'm very excited too because it's kind of hard to find somebody we've known each other for a couple of years now, but he does a great job of researching. Getting in. He's talking to my elementary school friends. He's talking to friends, my neighbors. He's talking to a lot of different people, and he's getting information that I forgot about. You know what I mean? So that's a wonderful thing. Yeah,
he does that, and he's a great writer. He's the book one, Mickey and these guys. Yeah. I've read that book twice. What a great book! And I told Frank one of the things that I took from reading that book was you could feel we talked about this, the camaraderie, the togetherness of those players, and still see it today. And Frank done a great job of weaving that in there together. So I know that book's going to be fantastic, and I can't wait to see it, man. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. I'll get another signature on the book.
I got you.
Appreciate you, my man.
All right.
Daryl Prue, everybody.
Appreciate you.
Guys, remember him. I always tell Daryl, sweetest left-handed jumper you ever saw.
Hey, he's still doing it. My 50-0 was. I'm going to retire, though.
I hear you, man. You look like you're about 30.
Tell the young ladies that.
Yeah. Oh, they know. They know.
All right.
All right, Daryl. All right, man. Thank you so much. Yep. Daryl Prue, everybody. Like I said, Mickey, what a player, man.
Well, more than just a player, too. I mean, he's a testament to how folks have gone on after they graduated from WVU, continued to make a commitment in their communities, in their upbringing, and the moral development of young kids, too. Yeah. Daryl continues to run basketball camps.
Yep.
And last night we had a book signing up at Barnes & Noble on Band of Brothers, and Frank also introduced the new book on Daryl. And there's a lady that came in, Greg, with her twin grandsons who had attended Prue's summer basketball camp last year. And, of course, she got a copy of the Band of Brothers book, but she was so complimentary of Daryl and the impact that he had on their development. So we got another guy. Let's introduce this big guy.
Who is this guy coming in? Welcome. This is our good friend, Mr. Brian Joseph, coming in to join us. We had trouble finding him, and of course, anybody that knows anything about Mountaineer football.
Yes, you do.
Of course, everybody remembers this guy that knows anything about Mountaineer football.
Brother.
Brian Joswiak, All-American.
They were billing it as a showcase.
Right,
and, what is that? But I know Rich. Rich is a competitor. They scrimmaged for most of the time.
Okay.
All right, most of the time. They're evaluating. They got to cut down to 105. So they got to evaluate. They didn't have time to go out there and screw around with, two-hand touch and 7-on-7 and all that stuff. I got to evaluate a guy. I got to know if he's going to rip or not. And that's what I saw today was an attitude change that, God almighty, man, I'm like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
it really is, man. It's exciting, and he's got some work to do now. I mean, he's put together a heck of a staff. Yeah. But when you watch the game itself and you see what's going on, he's got to clean up a little bit, and he's got to go out and find his guys that are going to buy in. But the attitude, the intensity, the fan interactions, there was so much. We had a bunch of guys today that this morning we got together at the stadium and got to go in, and we had a meal. They fed us and they put us in the training room area, and we're all together. And I got goosebumps, man. It felt so good because it was a big welcome mat for us, and we got to be on the field, and we got to be around it and see it, and man, let me tell you something, Rich, I'm so thankful that we put this thing together right and got him back, and all them naysayers out there, they can whatever, but at the end of the day, from a player's perspective, a fan perspective, an alumni perspective, I'm so excited about what is about to happen here in Morgantown. It might take a year.
Right.
All right. Yeah. But, hey, we go 2-0. We beat the crap out of Pitt at home.
Yep.
Man, this place will go nuts.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a good chance we can start off that way, too. I tell you, I was impressed. I went over for about an hour today, Joe.
Okay.
You know, you could tell the change in the tempo. You know, I mean, people are just running. They're not walking from here to there, and they're switching number 2 defense against number 1 offense, and people are getting it. I mean, they were getting after it.
Movement.
Now, I got to say that, you know, from an offensive line perspective, which I played on, we got a lot of work to do in that area.
We got work to do.
Because we lost every starter, and I think we only have 2 offensive linemen coming back that have any playing experience whatsoever.
Yeah.
So that's going to be something that's going to have to be totally
and you know, O-line, you don't learn overnight.
No.
And the working mechanism of 5 guys working together
as one.
That's and you know what? Hey, you brought in Jack McNeil Jr.
Yeah.
He's a damn good O-line coach.
Yeah.
All right. Genetics, right?
Yep.
So you'll see the improvement. It'll happen. But again, you know, we're gonna have to use the portal.
We got to get the talent.
We got to get the talent in here, and you know, the game's changed like that, so it is what it is. But you know, he's got to bring in some key pieces, and that'll be okay. And we'll do it. And he'll do it.
I'll tell you who impressed me on the defensive side of the ball today was Reed Carrico. Boy, that guy, he'll come up and smack you. I tell you, I was really impressed with him.
He will come up and smack you.
He will. And that's what you got to have.
But see, that's the cool part of what Rich brings. He brings, you know, we're hearing, you know, terms like hard edge and, you know, all that's, you know, it's about competition. I watched a press conference here about 2 weeks ago, and they were talking about his attitude on the field and what he's looking for and in practice. You know, I'm not going to lose this rep. One rep matters. Every rep matters.
Yeah.
So what you get is you get this attitude of, as a competitor, if I'm going to compete, and it does, and that's what, and you can see that, and you can hear it in the voices of the coaches and the voices of the guys that they interview. You know, it's exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Well, I know Frank and I talked one night on the show about it, and I said, you know, one of the things that I'm looking forward to, you know, back in your day when you played, and after that, when teams played WVU, we may not have won, but they knew they were in a ball game.
Oh, they were in a dogfight.
It was physical.
All right?
Physical.
You know what the goal was? Hey, great man, when you wake up the next morning, I want you to feel like you were in a car accident.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's and I'm gonna and we stand on the shoulders of those that came before us.
Yeah.
And there's a term, in quote, Mountaineer football.
Yeah.
What is Mountaineer football?
Yeah.
We haven't seen that.
There's Mountaineer football.
We kind of lost that edge.
What are you doing?
I came over here to see you.
You know.
Mr. Talley.
This is Daryl Talley.
Mr. Daryl Talley.
Is that who that is?
I came to see you because I'm ready to take off. I'm going to drive back to see my mom tonight.
Are you out?
Yeah.
Will we get you on for a few minutes?
Here.
We get you on for a few minutes, Daryl, before you take off?
Just talking. Just talking. There's an audience. There's an audience out there. Come on, man. Come on. Talk.
Oh, now I've been recruited.
He's recruited. Get him.
I don't know if anybody will know who this is. Hey, Lynn, how you doing, buddy? It's better. It's better.
What's up, Lynn? Down in the cheap seats. As they say, down in the cheap seats, so we got to sit down.
He's yelling.
No,
I
want you to keep your seat.
Oh, you want me to sit?
I'm going to sit in the junior seat.
Don't you sit on my lap.
I'm in the junior seat.
Can you get him on the camera here?
I don't know if we
Hey,
can see
Daryl,
him
thanks
or
for
not.
coming over.
Yeah,
I'll stand up here.
I'm going to have my wife get a picture here of it.
Wave at the camera.
Wave at the camera. How you doing? Oh, what are you guys talking about today? I'm sorry I interrupted your guy.
Talking about Mountaineer football, about having Rich Rod back, and what the future prognosis looks like. Let's get your opinion. What do you think about Rich Rod coming back and where we're headed?
First of all, I like to say I'm glad we got one of our own back in the house, and I think that the things that happened in the past happened in the past, and we have to move on and go on. Here's what I think. I think Rich is going to get. He's going to change the way we play the game right now.
Yeah.
He's going to get us back to, in my opinion, I think, don't want to speak for him, that he's going to get us more of a physical attack as to where we're going to run on the outside and throw the ball on the outside as well. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking for us to come up with some big dogs up front is what we need. We need some hungry guys. We need some guys that haven't been fed, and we need to get them fed.
Yeah.
So by doing that, we get a more physical brand of football. And with that also comes turnovers. Because if you play physical, you knock the ball out. The ball's on the ground. We have a chance to pick it up. This is what we need to be. We need to become a ball hungry defense, and an offense that don't turn it over.
I was just commenting about Reed Carrico's play today in the spring game, and that guy, I think he caused 1 or 2 turnovers personally today.
Yeah,
that guy's a hitter. He will come after you, and that's the kind of
what we got to have.
That's the image of Mountaineer football,
right?
Like when you play.
Yes, we got to have guys coming from all 3 levels. We got to have guys turning and running that are rushing the passing, turning and running back, retracing their steps, running back downhill at people. Amen. And when you take and actually look at the defensive backs playing, they got to go attack people. They cannot sit back and watch. We can't play catch. We got to get up in their face and challenge them. We have got to become an in-your-face type of defense. We got to be.
You've been saying that for 6 years.
That's right. That's what I believe. We've got to get up in your face and let you know that. Because if we don't get up in your face and mix it up with you, then how are you going to know how we're going to respond? You got to be disruptive. You got to get in. You have to be physical. Look at anybody who's won. Yeah. We all have to be physical. Wide receivers have got to block downfield. That's an unheard of thing, but they got to do that because of the way the game is being played now. Defensive backs have got to come up and attack the ball. Attack the ball. Yeah. Not the man. Attack the ball.
Yeah.
If we start attacking the ball instead of the man, I think we can make a better shot. Because if you attack the ball, you're constantly trying to get it loose. You're trying to knock it out. And if you're trying to knock it out enough, eventually it's going to happen.
You get some of it. Yeah, sure will.
Dang, Mickey, I feel like I'm ready to play now, man.
You psyched up now?
No, I'm fired up, man. I can't wait.
See, you get 3 old players together, Greg. Watch out, buddy.
Man.
Your blood starts flowing.
Hey,
yeah,
it's just some things that you know that are going to happen when you play that game. And there's certain things that the switch has got to flip. And if the guy doesn't have a switch, then you better go buy one. Yes. You better go buy one, or guess what? Hit the road, Jack. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Hit the road, Jack.
Get the portal.
I don't know too much about it. All I know is that the portal is where a lot of guys are coming from. But my question is it better to develop your own talent or go steal someone else?
Or get it from the portal.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember now, these guys are starting to look at it as a business now.
Yeah.
They're starting to go, okay, well, I can do this or I can do that. Yeah. So it's a little different take. Yeah. It's a take that, personally, I wish I'd have had when I was in school.
Absolutely.
The opportunity?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If I'd have had that type of opportunity, yeah. Because then once you get to the next level is nothing now. Because the next level is just stacking.
Yeah.
Because you learn it all here. It's just like they tell you learn your craft, hone your craft, learn football, learn how to play the game, learn what it takes to be a good teammate, learn what it takes to be a good player, learn what it takes to be a professional. Those are some of the things that you got to learn. And once you learn them, now the object is turn around and teach them to someone.
Yeah.
Haven't you heard? You ain't the first guy over the fence, pull somebody else over?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think, what's exciting about all this is the fact that so far everybody's talking about the physicality. We're going to be a physical team. And I was saying before Daryl came up, back in your all's day, West Virginia was known as
a physical team.
We
were physical.
Yeah.
That was football. Physical.
We kind of seem to have gotten away from that the last 6-7 years.
Well, it got to the point where, they're saying football is a contact sport. Football ain't a contact sport. Football is a collision sport.
Basketball,
you're going to collide with people.
Basketball is a contact sport.
Yeah.
Football is a collision sport.
Yeah.
Difference.
Yeah, it's going to be refreshing. Refreshing to see.
I'll tell you what.
And my thing is this. If Rich really want me to come back and start getting somebody's ass on the ground, I'll come back and do that because I want him to be successful this time around.
That's right.
I believe that he can do that.
Yeah, I think everybody thinks that. I think everybody's excited about it. Just, we've talked about this several times too. When you get a person that is from here, he played here, he's a Mountaineer, and he's going to pour his heart and soul into it no matter what, and no matter what happened in the past or anything like that. He wants to be here, and I think that's refreshing based on what we've been going through in basketball and other things. It's nice to have somebody that wants to be here and wants the Mountaineers to be successful. I think everybody's looking forward to him being back.
He's one of us.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what I said. We got one of us in it. He said, hey, you know the song? Kendrick Lamar, not like us. He's like us. He's like us.
That's right.
So that's the thing. He's one of us.
You got it.
And that's what we need.
Let's put it this way. And he's been around a while, too. So he does know what he's doing.
Knows what he's doing. There ain't no question about that.
Give
him some time.
I know he's been around because he was a freshman when I was a senior.
Yeah.
Okay? So, yeah, I've gotten a little older. So is he. And he's gotten a lot smarter.
Both been around a while, huh?
Yeah, we both been around.
I can't say anything.
No, because you got his beat.
That's right.
And I get
Thank you, Daryl. Appreciate you, man.
Hey,
Good to see you.
Hey, Daryl, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Hey, give your mom love. All right? Be
Thank
safe.
you, Daryl. Appreciate you.
Oh, man, I tell you, what a freaking... One of the crown jewels of Mountaineer football right there.
Wow.
Daryl Talley, are you kidding me? He when I came in as a freshman, okay, Daryl took me under his wing. This is no kid, Greg, I swear. And this big kid from Baltimore, man, blah blah blah. He's like, hey, and he like I say, he took me under his wing and he messed with me all the time. He had this white Porsche 911 with a big Playboy sign on the roof. I'll never forget this, man. He's like, hey, he's like, go out and wash my car, freshman. You know what I mean? Oh no, Daryl's a phenomenal player. And I want to get back on one thing. This is at this point in time in the landscape we're in. They have got to totally adopt the NFL model when it comes to players. And this is just my opinion. I'm just saying we need to be able to put guys on contract, not a one-year deal. It's got to be, I got to be able to recruit a kid out of high school and say, hey, man, just like the NFL, I could sign you a 2, 3, 4-year deal, 5th-year option, whatever it is, but I got to be able to lock that kid up so that he can't just skip out, and I get it. But there's got to be something as a program. I got to be able to say, man, this kid's worth the contract. Put him on a contract, and somehow they got to figure out how to put some sort of a cap on stuff. When the NCAA did this, they let the genie out of the bottle. You ain't never going to shove it back in.
No.
But you got to come up with some regulation. You got to figure out how we can make it, effective. But the biggest piece is, and this is just me. This transferring whenever I want, nah. I got to be, as an institution, as a program, as a university, whatever, I got to be able to put that kid under contract and say, hey, man, you're mine. Yeah. And when that runs out, hey, if you want to jump in as a free agent, we call it in the NFL. Here we just call it the portal. Yeah. If you want to go, then go or whatever. But it's
Well,
it's crazy, man. It's like the Wild West right now, man.
Yeah, and
I feel bad for these coaches.
Oh, yeah. It'd be hard to coach.
It's hard.
And like you said, the contract thing, I've always said, if you're going to give this guy $100,000 to play, he needs to say, I'm going to be there at least 2 years before I get my money.
Hey, let's just throw it on the table and talk about the DeVries guy.
Yeah.
$1.1 million in NIL money. He plays 8 games and then leaves and transfers. Where's that money go?
That's right.
If I'm a business owner here locally and I go, wait a minute, what the heck just happened?
Yeah.
So, again, we're back to we got to be able to build a contract and say, hey, man, you're mine. And as a coach, I mean, these guys have to recruit their locker room every day.
Right.
But if I know that Joe Blow over here is on a 4-year contract, I ain't gonna mess with him because he ain't going anywhere. And if he does, then there's going to be a payback to me. Right. Just like everybody says, well, what about the coaches? The coaches, they can get up and leave. Well, if they get up and leave before their contract, then we get the buyout pay.
That's right.
Okay, so there is a penalty.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure is.
There's not a penalty as a player.
Right.
And I'm an old guy. Believe me, I would love a little NIL money. All right? I mean, I got a free pizza every now and then. I can remember getting some snow tires one year. But at the end of the day, I go back to we got to be able to lock that guy down. And it's got to be a contract. Right now, it's a scholarships or 1-year renewable deals. So I can do whatever. Nah, we got to fix that.
Yeah,
we got to fix it.
I agree. Got us another guy up here to talk to, and shoot, Joe, as good as you are at this, I'll just let you interview him.
Who am I interviewing? You got to help me, man. Don't do that to me like this.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Greg.
What do you go by? Would you rather go by
D-Ray.
D-Ray?
Yeah, D-Ray.
D-Ray?
D-Ray.
But my name is Darius Renard. I was here during
Darius Renard.
Were you here with Rich?
Yeah. From 04 to 08.
So freaking how excited are you right now? I apologize. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was just messing with you. I didn't really know either for
I got
sure.
that CTE stuff, man. I don't remember what I ate for
I was
breakfast.
getting ready to say the way mine works, I can't even remember my own name.
I see you smiling big.
Oh, yeah. That's one reason.
How great was today?
They got my guy back.
How great was today?
You can feel it in the atmosphere, dude.
Unbelievable.
You can feel it. I woke up this morning seeing the people walking around 8 o'clock in the morning, getting ready with the tailgates. It's just atmosphere, man. That's what Rich Rodriguez brings back to Morgantown. And that's something we've been needed a long time ago.
I mean, we always talk about Mountaineer football. Mm-hmm. What is Mountaineer football?
Mountaineer, just like I said, we don't have no NFL teams right here. We are that NFL team right here. We bleed blue and gold. And when I say we have some diehard fans, you have some diehard fans, and they've been missing for a lot of years. So glad to have them back. And like I said, it's just that feeling. We got that feeling back, and that's crazy that one person can make people feel like that. And I can't wait, dude. I'm excited.
Oh, that is exciting. I think everybody's excited about this. I'm more excited now. I'm ready to play.
What I saw today.
I can't even walk, and I'm ready to play.
Oh, brother, let me tell you, there's such an attitude shift, It's like when he comes out and he goes, "Hey man, you ain't gonna do no TikTok in my locker room."
Oh yeah.
Hey, you can TikTok over there, but you ain't gonna do it in my locker room. Because I'll tell you what, man, when you're 320 pounds, you don't look good in tights.
Right.
All right. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's that attitude. It's that edge. It's that demeanor. It's the competition, and that's what Rich is. I was a teammate. Yeah. He and I came together in '81, right? So I was with him on the field as a player,
right,
and then watched him coach. I was coaching at West Virginia Wesleyan down in Buchanan when he was the head coach at Glenville.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I've watched his whole resume build. Mm-hmm. The man is a freaking competitor.
Yes, he is.
Hey, Frank, I'm going to let you.
What do you need, Frank?
For a minute. Give me a break. He needs a break.
You need a break?
I need a break.
You need me to move? I need to get out of the way. You ain't going to get in there. You got to. Oh, all right. I'll move. Here, let me get out of the way. But I'm back to this, man, because this is exciting.
Yes, indeed.
It's that. I just watched an interview the other day, all right? And when you go back to your time with Rich, the competitive nature, the one rep.
Yes.
One rep.
That's all it takes.
One rep.
Yep.
Now, you either win that rep or you lose that rep.
Exactly.
But when you lose that rep, how do you feel?
Oh, you feel horrible. You feel horrible, man. That's one thing Coach Riley always honed on back when we played. I'm saying offense going against defense, we having fights and all that. That was bring us much closer towards the end, towards that main goal. Just having that competitive nature. Not trying to lose this rep, not trying to lose that rep. And at the end, towards the end, we come together and we did some big things towards the end.
Wait a minute, what you just said right there, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Is in practice.
Yeah.
You know, we're going against each other. All right, it's like brothers.
Right.
You know, you put us down in the basement. You know, hey, one's coming out,
yeah.
and the other one's coming out bruised.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you look at that and you say, hey, man, I'm not going to lose this rep.
Exactly.
Okay, and we're going to battle.
Exactly.
And we're going to fight.
Yeah,
and we're going and I remember, man, grab a face mask, you know, pull it, whatever. But when you get back in the locker room, hey, guess what?
Right.
We're brothers.
That's it.
We're warrior brothers.
That's the main goal.
And when you go out on Saturday, or Friday, or whenever you play that game,
I got your back.
I got your back. I know you got my back because we battled during the week.
Exactly.
I know that you're going to give me everything.
Exactly.
And I'm going to give you everything.
Exactly, man.
God almighty, man.
That's been gone. That's been lost for a long time here,
bro.
It's been gone.
It is. It's sad. It's sad because we're not going to be able to fix it.
Not right now.
It's going to take a year.
It's going to take a while.
It's going to take them a year at least.
Yeah.
But I mean, how do you feel about the staff?
I love the staff. They're going in the right direction, man. Just from watching the spring game, I'm looking like, God dang, we're some small guys. But when you go back to 05, when we came up our freshman year, we were small.
But then what?
And nobody knew about it. All of a sudden, a switch went on. You know, you might not get it now. What Rich Rodriguez is doing, like with the TikTok, telling everybody you can't use TikTok. You might not understand the reason why. It's all about distraction, getting all the distractions out the way, getting everybody focused. You start going through mini camps and all this stuff here. Once you get all the extractions out, you can see bits and pieces. And a lot of kids now, they don't understand that. You will, during the season or after the season or a couple years from now, oh, that's why we was doing that.
That's right.
He's got a plan, dude.
Oh.
Trust me, they just stick to the plan. He got a plan.
It's true. No, I can see it.
Yeah.
It like I said, man, I know Rich.
Yeah.
As well as anybody, man, and what he brings and how he brings and what he does, it permeates.
Exactly.
It permeates. And when you listen to the players now, you know, last couple of years, you know, whatever, I don't want to get into all that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm done with mediocrity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like media.
Exactly.
I want Mountaineer football, man. Mountaineer football. And that's what this regime is going to bring to the table.
Exactly. You can tell. I'm at the spring game. I'm looking at all the ex-players that's here.
How about that?
That speaks volume.
Is that beautiful?
That speaks volume. Man.
And that hasn't happened for a while.
In a long time.
Long time.
A long time.
I promise. Oh God, I got goosebumps. No, it's special because again, you build on the shoulders of those that came before.
Right.
Okay, so we're all part of the experience.
Right. Exactly.
But when we all get together, why did we all get together today like this? Why?
We are family.
We're family. But Rich is family.
Exactly.
He's one of us. He ain't some dude from Texas or Oklahoma or whatever. He's a West Virginia man. Exactly. He's us. Yeah. He's one of us.
Exactly.
Wow.
And we got your back, man. We got your back.
It's exciting, isn't it?
I can't. When I walk this down, I'm saying, man, look at all these players here.
It's cool.
Look at all these ex-players. Yeah. I never seen that.
Oh, you know, Darryl Talley. Mm-hmm. Major Harris. I mean, 2 college football Hall of Famers.
Hall of Famers.
Why are they here?
Exactly.
Why are they here? Because they're here because Rich.
Exactly.
And bringing him back and putting him in this position.
Yeah.
And, you know, we go back through the history. and for whatever reasons why. The bottom line is the man had a vision. He wanted everything that is here right now. He wanted that, but we couldn't produce that at that time. And he went, you know what? Hey, I'm going to go, and do my thing. And here he is back 17 years later with everything that he wanted then now.
Yes, we had a conversation yesterday. He said,
Tell me.
He said, man, I had to leave for us to get all this.
Yeah.
I had to leave.
But again, that leaving and that 17 years of doing his thing. Yeah. Here he is now, an older man, a wiser man, same competitive freaking craziness, but understands.
Exactly.
He gets it.
Exactly.
I mean, come on, man. When was the last time you saw a head football coach in the stands during the game letting some kid call a play?
Right.
How cool is that? What is that?
That's exciting, man.
He wouldn't have done that your time.
No, indeed.
But now he gets it.
Yeah.
There
is one regret, though. Dale Wolfley's not here to see it experience.
Oh,
This is
God rest his soul.
This was what Dale was at.
Yeah.
He was
the voice of the football alum.
Amen.
And he wanted it so badly.
Amen, Frank. That's a fact, bro. And you know what? But he's looking down, smiling right now. I promise.
Yeah.
I promise. This is such a good thing for the brand.
Yes.
The organization, for the alum.
Yes.
But more importantly, for the state of West Virginia and Mountaineer fans, period, man. We need this because, I can remember old Coach Nealon, man. Hey, they're listening to you on a transistor radio down in the mine somewhere. We're taking our pail to work. We are a blue-collar, hard-working group of folk.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you said earlier about what do you have? You don't have pro teams.
Nope.
You don't have 5 colleges. I live in the state of Florida. Jeez, oh man. You got to pick who you want to follow.
Right.
Up here, you got us, Mountaineer football.
That's right. That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
Rich embraces that.
Yeah. I'm going to put this down. Given this conversation, I'm going to get a guy that will blend in. Boom Boom's over there. I'm going to bring in Boom Boom Smalls.
All right. We're going to keep talking.
And it's just like
talk to me, baby.
Just like with the alum, that's good for recruitment wise. You got recruitment coming, and you see how the West Virginia program takes care of their alum.
Okay, so that being said, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
And again, we talked a minute about it, but how do you manage what's going on right now with the landscape of college football? Guys jumping ship.
I don't like it, man.
What do we got to do?
I don't like it. Back then,
hey, I don't like it either.
Yeah.
But guess what? Here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. So we got to manage it.
Yeah.
So what's the?
I like what you said. Putting them on the contract. If it ain't 2+ years on the contract, you ain't signing this contract. You're not getting no NIL.
That's right. That's right. If I'm recruiting you out of high school, all right, and you're my guy, and I say, hey man, we're gonna put you on a
3 year, 3 or 4 year
contract.
Yes.
And you say, man, well, and hey, I'm going to the next guy.
Exactly.
Okay. So I think to me that's the thing that's got to happen.
A multi-year contract deal.
Multi-year contracts, because again, I mean, as an NIL, if I'm getting big money like that, and I go a year, and then all of a sudden I decide to go.
We'll go somewhere else.
What the heck, man? I'm this car dealer over here. I gave this guy a car for a year. I paid whatever, this much in, and all of a sudden he's gone. What do I get?
Right.
I get jammed up.
Yeah. Right.
I get bummed out, man.
Right.
So the contract not only protects the university and the coaching staff, but it also protects the business influence that's in that community that's supporting the program.
Right. That's why, man, they need to fix that.
Yeah, fast. I agree. It's coming. It has to.
Yo, one transfer out of it. Just one.
That's it.
Amen.
That's it. That's all you
get one transfer, and then limit it, and that's it.
Yeah.
You'll cool that down.
Yeah. Stop that, man.
Stop all that, man.
It's bad.
You know who this is?
No.
You ready for this?
Yeah, what you got?
This is Freddie Boom Smalls.
Freddie Boom Smalls.
All right, Fred Smalls and I, we were captains together in 1985.
Come on.
All right, we came. Oh, let me tell you
So
something.
he played with Coach Rod played with y'all. What you got?
Rod came in.
He was in our huddle.
We were in our huddle. Well, he was in his huddle. I was an offensive lineman.
I was a Rod Rich.
Oh.
I was a Rod Rich.
Hey, like again, I say, competitor.
Yeah.
Oh my God, a competitor. But Boom and I, man, right? Oh, some battles. hey. But again, that's the smile I see right there.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like the teammates. That's the one thing. And I just say this, man. I'm concerned about these guys today that they're not going to get this. You know, it's different because everybody's this and that and this and that, and everybody's chasing the money and all this doing stuff. You know, when you think about the locker rooms that we got to play and be part of, the camaraderie, the brotherhood. Come on, man. Yeah. We're 60-something years old here.
Come on,
and love each other right now as much as we loved each other back then, man. It's just crazy, man. Am I right, Boom? Huh?
That love, that bond, man. You know, that relationship. And the closeness. Because when you get older, you get lonely, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things depart from you when you get older.
Right.
Your kids get older and they move on their own way of life.
Right. Preach it up, Boom.
You know, your wife, she becomes in her own ways of life, and you become you. So that's why they say dog is man's best friend.
Yes, sir.
Who become your best friend when you're older?
Yeah.
Your dog.
Your dog. That's right.
So right now, when you see brothers, you see your players. It's like, yo, what up, man?
That's
What's
how
up?
it is. Best all love.
Yeah, you know that love kicks in again, man.
Right.
Get a picture of my wife.
What's your butt?
Hey, no puffy here, baby.
Hey, that's my
No
hand.
puffy party here.
That's my hand.
I'm in blue. I'm not in white. I got blue and gold on. Ain't no white party here, man.
Only my favorite.
But yeah, like I was telling him, man, to see all the ex-players all alone here, man, it's exciting, dude. I haven't seen anything like this in a long time.
I mean, the main thing you see, if you really look at it and you observe, look at the foundations of guys are here.
Yeah.
It's normally we the most ones that be here.
Right.
Like 84, 85, 86, 88. You see that core mostly here.
Right. What you
know what I'm saying? Because I look for the next. I'm looking for Mike Logan. I'm looking for Aaron Beasley because I was a GA with them.
Yeah.
I'm looking for Mark Bolger.
Yep.
I'm looking. Where y'all at?
Yeah.
Where's y'all group at?
Yeah.
I don't see anybody from that group here. You know what I'm saying? So you see that gap.
It's going to happen, though.
But it's got to happen.
It will.
Hey, and I'll tell you why, too, man. KJ Johnson just got named the director of the varsity club, okay? Hey, you know, Wolf was in that role. We were talking about Wolf. God rest his soul. But, you know, he was in that role. And then for a number of years, there wasn't anybody in that role.
Right.
Okay.
Right,
So the band of brothers didn't have any kind of leadership, didn't have any kind of coordination. And unfortunately, you know, the last regime really didn't care much, I think, about the alum, the older guys. It doesn't matter. You know, and that's not Mountaineer football. So by putting KJ into that role, you know, you look at what happened today up there this morning. All the fellas, man, in there just hanging out and you know, on the sideline down there in the end zone before the game, you know, yeah, okay, I get it. There's a practice going on over here. But it was pods of guys, man, smiling, loving, hugging, dapping, all that stuff, man. And that's exciting.
Yep.
And this new leadership in that role is going to be extremely beneficial. And I think in the next couple of years, you're going to see some really special things. And a lot of it has to do, again, you know, winning matters.
Yeah, it does.
We start winning a little bit, all right? You know, we go 2-0, and we beat the crap out of Pitt up here at home.
That's a must.
This state will light up, man.
Indeed.
It's going to be crazy.
It won't take long.
I agree.
We on the uprise right now. You can tell, dude. Just from where we're at right now, you can tell.
You can tell the vibration.
Yes.
The vibration is different.
It is.
You see what I'm saying? It's got different vibrations.
Yeah. Why is that, Boo?
Because vibrations begins when people start to get exactly what they think is going to work.
Yeah.
Oh, we believe
That's it.
along this
there
is going to work.
Yeah.
So now we got what we think going to work.
Yeah.
So now the vibration is good. You know, the synergy, the energy is good, and we all come into a place like, yo, okay, we can live and die with this decision because this is what we wanted.
Mm-hmm. We're on the same frequency.
Yep. You know, one thing I know for sure that the difference that I saw today is I know this coach that they got. I can't call wins, I can't call losses, but I know this guy they got. They're gonna smash him out.
That's right.
They're gonna smack somebody.
Give him time.
They're gonna smack somebody. I like what Nealon would say. Nealon was like, he told me that Coach Bucknell from Boston College called him and said that they can't play after they play us because they physically are hurt.
Yeah.
We smack them so hard they can't. It takes them 3 to 4 days to get.
That's that car accident, man.
To get going again.
That different breed,
he said, Don, what do you do with these dudes? We hurt after we play y'all.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
You might win, but guess what? You got to win, but you go, hey man, good game, man.
Hey, like they said, you walking over, but you gonna limp back.
Yeah, you walking over. You might say good game, boom. We got to win, but guess what?
Yeah.
All right, man. I see you.
That's it right there, man. I swear. That's right. And you know that's rich. I mean, because he that's what he grew up in. That's what he knows. That's what he is, man. Oh God.
When I saw him yesterday, I tried to hide. I didn't want to really crowd him, and he called me out.
Sure he did.
Boom, boom.
Of course he did.
Come on. Felt the vibration of the hug.
Yeah.
And the first thing he said, and this is what he said. I'm not even going to paraphrase it. He said, he just went, boom, boom. They're not like you, and they're not like me. He said, when we came here, we had nothing. They got everything. And that's what I got to get them to realize, how to play like they got nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's deep.
Oh, that's deep.
That's deep.
Uh-huh.
I got to get them to play like they got nothing.
This was yesterday when I walked the facility for the first time in years. And I'm looking at all the stuff that they have inside that stadium, in that building. I'm like, they have everything here.
They got a barber shop.
That's what surprised me. I walked around the corner, I said, they got a damn barber shop.
Hey, wait. They got, I want to take a nap. I can go take a nap in a sleep pod.
Sleep pod.
What is that?
I was like, come on, y'all have everything.
So you know what? I'll tell you what. Boom. What you just said right there, man, just absolutely resonates with me, because you can't understand what it is until you gotta live through the struggle, man. You can't just get it handed to you like this and go, hey, because you're not going to bleed for that. I'm going to bleed when I'm desperate. I'm going to bleed hard, man, when I got to struggle, man. I got to get through it, and I got to fight. I got to fight, because that 4 quarters, when I get to the end of that game, I got to be able to battle as hard on the last play of that game as I did on the first play of that game. Right. Because the struggle, that 4-quarter struggle, is just like what you're talking about. It's life. It's anything. Mm-hmm. And if I don't experience that hardship, that toughness, that grit, that bad foul taste, then I'm never gonna really truly appreciate the rewards of the victory.
Right. Exactly. You know, I was here All-American, and Joe's was a consistent All-American, and I was All-American here, and I didn't have a car. You know, I got to practice.
Wait a minute, you didn't have a what?
I got to the class. No, I
didn't.
I hitchhiked from Towers.
Car? Are you kidding me, man?
I get in the car and say, hey, ain't you Boom Boom Smalls?
Hey, Boom,
what
man.
You doing hitchhiking?
All right.
Ain't had nothing.
I swear, today, we're standing up there on top. We're looking down at the parking lot. Now, when we played, All right, if you even had a car, it was a beater, man.
Oh,
it was a rag. It was a beater. You look down there now, man. It looks like a freaking car lot.
Come on.
Yeah. I mean, there's Rovers. There's all. I mean, what the heck, man?
Come on.
Again, we're back to this is big, man. I appreciate what you just said about what Rich said to you. I gotta teach these guys how to be desperate.
Yeah.
That's good work.
You got all this. You got wonderful stuff. I mean, they got excuse me. They got sleep pods. They got a barbershop. They got a place you could do a rap.
They have it all.
Studio. What?
I seen that. Like, come on, man.
Okay.
You
all
get,
right,
you get a record
but
deal.
you know what?
You don't need Puff Daddy while you're here.
You can do his.
You sign a deal while you're here.
You get best of both worlds over here.
Yeah, you want to rap or you want to play?
Yeah.
But we need you here.
Well, that's what Rich said. But that's what Rich said.
Yeah.
You want to TikTok or you want to play?
Yeah.
You TikTok in your dorm room. But in the locker room, it's business, man. It's business. We ain't playing.
No, indeed. So I was here from 04 to 08.
Yeah.
I had a daughter my freshman year in college. So once I moved out of the dorm rooms, I'm looking for a place. My scholarship checks was $700. My rent was $695.
Right on. I've been there, man.
So you talking about hungry?
How much you had after your check? But $10?
If that.
Live.
By $10?
If that.
At least.
Come on, man.
Well, you can't
talk about hungry.
Well, you can't. He can't even get quarter. He can't get quarter nights at Baghdad.
Have you ever eaten? Have you ever eaten that macaroni and cheese stuff? All right, and you got nothing to mix it with. You got hard macaroni and powder, and you put a couple noodles in your mouth and soften them up, dump some powder in there. That's desperate.
Man, we had that.
That's desperate.
Me, my girlfriend, and my daughter. You talking about hungry? But they had a lot of players on that team that was like that, and you can tell when they were sacrificing.
You had a family.
I had a family. Yes.
Oh my God!
Here.
Oh, bless your heart.
But they had like 5 or 10 guys who was going through the same thing, showing how hungry they were.
Wow.
Coming from nothing.
Yeah.
So we have to make a way.
So your focus was not much on yourself.
No, indeed, Lord.
You had to go feed some mouths.
Yes, indeed.
So really, you was like number 3.
Exactly. I'll put me on the backbone.
On the backbone.
Yeah. I got
and
to
then
do this.
Come in with this mindset.
Yes,
I got to get this done.
And Coach Rod knew that. Coach Rod took care of me. Coach Rod made sure I was doing the right thing. Make sure I was going to class. Make sure I was getting the education. Make sure I was taking football serious.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're playing for something now. You ain't just playing for West Virginia. You really playing for something. You playing for that seed right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what they missed right now. They wasn't getting that.
That's right.
He thought about the players first. Forget football. I'm thinking about the player first. Taking care of the player, then football will come after that. And that's one thing I love about
fatherhood.
Yes, indeed.
You know, football's the vehicle.
Yes, indeed.
Football's the vehicle. This is the way. But everything that goes into it, what you guys are, I mean, that's just, that's what you take with you for the rest of your life. And what you apply to the game, if I apply the same energy and the same intensity and the same will and the same determination in my relationships, in my job, in my choices that I make in life, man, you got something special.
Yeah.
And that's what that's what Rich does, man. That's what he is.
You got to, these words seem like they old fabs, accountability, responsibility. I remember I told the story last year when I got kicked off the team. And Coach Newland brought me in the office and said, "Hey, you got to pack your bags and you got to go." All right. I mean, Coach wasn't wrong. I brought that on myself.
Right.
I'm out drinking and doing things. And
but finish the story, though.
So
please.
I did something that I own up to. And he brought me in. He said, "Look, Freddie, listen, man. I got 80 guys on this team. I got parents and people to worry about. I got media. I got a higher responsibility. You not respecting what I got to do.
Yeah.
So therefore, you can pack your bags and get out of Morgantown."
Wow.
So I said, finally, I met somebody who did this to me.
Yeah, but wait a minute. What'd you say to him?
That's where
if I leave,
that's where I'm going at right now.
Please go.
I said, "Coach,
this will give you chills."
I finally met somebody who met me, looked at me, brought the father man to me, brought the whip, the rod, And I said, Coach, hold up, man. Can I say something? You know my lifestyle. If I go back to Philly, and I was crying. I'm talking, but I was crying when I said it. If I go back to Philly, Coach, on either 3 things going to happen. I'm going to kill somebody going to kill me, I'm going to end up in prison. And you know that. Because I was that gangster kid.
Yeah. Oh, you were a cornerbanger.
Cornerback.
Yeah.
And he said, he paused for a minute, sat back, said, well, what we going to do about it? I got it. This is how we going to do this thing. This is how we going to handle this, Freddie. Boom, boom. We don't do it boom, boom, way no more.
Yeah.
We do it the Don Neyland way, and if we don't, you can pack and go.
Ooh, man.
Now, I want you to write down.
Yeah.
I want agreement. I want a contract from your word. You from the streets, boom. You know the laws. Your word is bond. Write it down, sign it, and we got a deal, right?
Right.
Bam.
There it is.
Changed my whole life.
Come on.
Changed your life.
Changed my life.
Love you guys, man.
All right.
That was fun.
Shift change. Freddie, anybody know who this guy is? We need to. I got.
This dude, can I tell you a story about this dude?
You
man?
tell me a story.
You see how humble he is? When he's in 10th grade, he's cocky.
Oh, no
I
way.
met Major, man. I met Major. Good things. The competitive athlete is like that.
Yeah.
Major, we in the back of towers. I'm going to my senior year. We had football camp. See this kid come out from the cafeteria, right? Kid put together, man. And he goes, anybody out of here can challenge me in a dunk contest?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Oh, this dude. We singers. This is some 10th grader. Make a long story short. Y'all remember Holman Harley?
Mm-hmm.
Remember Holman Harley?
Yep.
He goes against Holman Harley and gained our respect. So when I knew when they told me that we have this kid, I remember the athleticism that I saw on this kid when he was in the 10th grade. I remember the athleticism, and I wasn't shocked. But David Grant called me. Said, you got to come see this freshman kid we got. I wasn't shocked because I saw his athleticism 2 years ago. And his Major was an athletic specimen.
Major Harris, everybody, in case you didn't know. Hey, you know, you mentioned being a freshman. When he was a freshman, I think played Ohio State. And, of course, I went to all the games. So I was at Ohio State and watched the game. Had a few fumbles and mishaps that game. I had a principal at the school I was teaching at. He was always riding me about the Mountaineers. Oh, you're a big Mountaineer fan, young, no good. I said, let me tell you something. We got a quarterback right now. We're going somewhere. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. That's when you were a freshman. Anyway, Major, it's great to have you. I appreciate you stopping by. I do want to ask you one question, though. Did you change your phone number, or you just ghosted me all the time?
No, you know what? I still got the same number. I didn't have the same
so
number.
he just ghosted me, I guess. He got his jersey retired. I said, congratulations, you know.
It just went private.
Never heard a word, man. I'm like, oh, man.
It just went private.
I don't know if you remember, I had you on a show, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, a radio show, and I don't know how we got connected or anything like that, but I asked you the question about the last play in the great to see you. Welcome. Appreciate you. The last play in the Sun Bowl when we went for 2 and you didn't get it. I told you we should have just called Major, go get 2 points for us. And you said, no, Coach called a good play. I was like, all right, I'm trying to accept that.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of screwed that play up. We had a guy came in motion. He was really open in the flat, you know, as soon as he crossed the goal line. And I wasn't disciplined enough at the time or focused enough just to, getting the ball, because it's like a 50-50 throw. I wanted to probably make a throw where, more 75-25 type of thing. Right. But really, I should have took that.
Yeah. I got you. Frank, I just can't get over it. I was telling Major, I had him on my radio show several years ago. I went down to the Sun Bowl down in El Paso, Texas. And I don't guess she was a sophomore that year, maybe. freshman, sophomore, and we went down and scored. We had time for one play, went for two for the win. We were down 1, and we threw an incomplete pass. And I told Mage I still haven't gotten over that because I always said, if we needed 5 yards, as fans, we knew we were going to get 5 yards because he was going to get it one way or the other. And I kept saying, I can't believe we didn't just get in the huddle and say, Major, go get your 2-point conversion. But he swears it was a good play, and he screwed it up. I still can't. I just can't get over it yet, though. It's only been 40 years ago. But so, Mage, what you up to these days?
Oh, just really hanging out. Getting older now. So it's like, man, you get to a certain age, you're like, damn, what I'm going to do next? So it's, golfing is my thing.
I hear you.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. You did you attend the spring events today?
Oh, yeah, I loved it. You know what I mean? Having Coach Rod back, I think, to me, that was huge because now, you hear a lot of the former players talking about, man, it felt like a family reunion.
That's right.
Coming back.
We've heard that today.
Numerous times.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could just, like, guys calling each other. Before, not knocking coaches in the past,
right.
But before, it was guys was like, well, I don't know if I should go back now. Everybody talking about coming back.
Right. I hate to interrupt you, but he wants to talk to his barber, his former barber.
What's going on? Yeah. Now, going back, going back what Fred said about the dunk on, he kind of exaggerated a little bit. I came out there and Holman, I know a little bit about, Holman, when he played on basketball. He was a hell of a player.
Yeah.
So Holman was out there really dunking, then I tried to make a dunk. But Holman, he basically put me in my place. He jumped, tapped it off his staff twice and dunked it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Holman really, showed me, what a big-time college basketball player can really do on the court.
He's awful humble, Frank. My brother was telling me a couple of months ago we were talking and ended up talking about Major, and he was telling me about going down to the rec center. And he said, there's Major Harris, the best football player in the country, comes in there and he's dunking on people. He was bragging him up too. So he's been a little too humble for us. Well, I know everybody's excited about Rich Rod coming back. I think it seems like the whole mindset has changed instantly, and I think former players are excited about it, and fans are excited about it. I know we are, and I think it's just you can just sense a different feeling about the whole program, And again, not knocking anybody else, no other coaches, but there's something to be said, I think, for a former Mountaineer being a coach.
One thing too about it. You think about it. We had an undefeated season under Coach Rod, so settle for 8-4, 8-3. He'd had a taste of undefeated season, so you know what I mean. So we're gonna strive to be the best, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah. No, you can feel it. You just can feel it. I mean, we all supported Neil Brown, but the fact of the matter is that if you're gonna play. I mean, I was telling Joe's, the one regret is that Dale Wolfley's not here to experience it, because that's what Dale was preaching over and over again, and so to actually see it. It's a rebirth of what Mountaineer football means, and that's important to everybody, obviously, including former players. You guys see Boom Boom here. When you watch films of Boom Boom, you knew you were hit. When Boom Boom Smalls hit you, and with what you did, and the teams that followed, Pat White and that Steve Slayton, and that's what people are. That's Mountaineer football. That's what they have in their head.
Great. The good thing about it is, now, like when you come back, some of the kids now, they wasn't even born like when we played.
All right.
So now, when you come back and you can, on staff, you got Pat. You know what I mean? I think that was huge. You know what I mean? Because that's Mountaineer blood. You know what I mean? And I always preached for years. I said, you almost need one of your own to really coach a program that basically understand, Mountaineers, what it is to be a Mountaineer. I understand you got to hire, you bring people in and interview them and stuff like that. But it's not like one of your own, I'll be honest with you. You know what I mean? Because half of the guys probably brought in don't even know the fight song. You know what I mean? So, so I love it. I love what's going on.
Yeah, I do too. And I think Rich gets it. I think he gets it, like you said, because he's one of you guys, and he's a Mountaineer, and he knows what's going on. And like hiring Pat, Pat has a lot of coaching experience already, even though he's a young guy. But he played under Rich, so he knows. Rich knows that he knows. And again, being Mountaineer blood, I think that makes the whole difference in the world. And like Frank said, you can feel the difference in just the whole air of things. It's just exciting. It's exciting stuff. Major, appreciate you stopping by, man.
Oh, man.
It's good to see you.
Definitely.
And answer the phone when I say, all right.
Yeah. I gotta see the number. You might get the wrong number. So.
It's the same number I talked to you on. Now, of course, that's been 4 or 5 years ago. So if it's not the same, we'll get it fixed. Age, we appreciate you more than you know, man. And Mountaineer history right here for sure.
Thanks for having me on the show. Yep.
The best. Yep. The best.
The director of the varsity club, which is the primary connector between the university and athletic alums, not just football. To see so many of the former players come back just must warm your heart, I'll tell you.
It's pretty neat. So many decades and eras as well. You can go back as far as like Joswiak and Talley and Adrian Morrell, Avon Coburn, Freddie Smalls. The guys that you've had on here already, Leroy Axel, Mike Booth. Some guys that major. Lance Frazier, Darius Reynaud. We have such a rich history, especially football history, that it is so neat to see all these guys just hang out with each other and, feels like a true brotherhood again. It was cool to watch those guys get together. So we had some last night. We had a suite at the baseball game last night, so we were able to entertain some of them at the game last night, and that was really cool, especially getting a win. So that was nice. And then this morning we had like 80 guys show up with their families at the Puskar Center, and we had a good brunch for them today, and they just got to fellowship with each other and kind of relive a lot of things. It was cool to see the guys that hadn't seen each other in such a long time. And it's a really good, for me, it's a very fulfilling first event. It was really cool to see the work come together.
Yeah. It's we like to use the phrase once a Mountaineer, always a Mountaineer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that I think a lot of us think that's an assumption, but it's too important to assume. It has to be worked at. It has to be believed. It has to be felt. And one of the things I mentioned to you on the show the other night, what we've heard from football alums, because that's what we focus on, over and over again, is that they wanted to feel more part of that family. They wanted to live that, once a Mountaineer, always a Mountaineer. And it's not just a West Virginia thing. It's you find that at other places, and I think what's great, and with your selection, the university recognizes how important it is to work at it and to make those connections real and meaningful. And it's not something that any institution can dictate.
Yeah.
And they can't just say it. It has to be the actions they take. And then what you said today, people are already coming back.
Yeah.
And I think that's great.
Yeah, I think, I have a passion for it. I grew up, I worked here, I worked with basketball for years. So working in the athletic department, understanding the culture that we have and the history that we have. I was close to some of the football players that played in my era in school. Like I knew Major, Mike Booth, and some of those guys had classes together. But like I said, it's really my job to make that connection with all the eras and the decades and putting that all together and kind of wedging it together. It's so funny, I don't know if you saw, but former quarterback Chad Johnston just walked in the back. So another Johnston. There aren't too many of us. There aren't too many of us with the T. So he was generous enough when I was playing, or when he was playing here, I got one of his old game jerseys. So my girls have worn it to games for years. So, but very cool. But yeah, it's really neat to watch this. It's pretty cool. It's fun to sit back and watch them this morning.
Yeah.
And get together and enjoy each other. It was awesome. It's
That's
awesome.
right.
There's Frank coming back in.
I think our buddy Frank Fears.
Oh, man, I tell you. What a great day talking to all these guys.
Afternoon.
And more good news. West Virginia won the first game of the doubleheader against Utah.
Good.
And also they're ahead in the fourth inning of the second game. But the big news in Morgantown just broke. And this guy over here, Darren McGuffin, did it. This is the first live 4K broadcast in the history of Morgantown, West Virginia.
There we go.
We're giving it to
Darren.
Good to hear from you. Well, guys, 6 o'clock is upon us. Went by fast. I don't know. I guess you would call this, I would say organized chaos, but I think it was, you could probably label it unorganized chaos. But unorganized chaos or not, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun connecting with all these former Mountaineers, and what a great bunch of guys and coaches and everybody else that's here. What a blast. This has been a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and Greg's right. We couldn't, and Mickey and I were talking about this before. We just couldn't script this because we didn't know who was going to come through the door. And so we contacted a number of people, but boy, so many other folks came, and we're just delighted. This was a tremendous experience for us. We did it 2 years ago. And the fact that it's a 4K broadcast, and so it's historic, it's just fantastic. And it's always good working with the two of you guys.
Yep, enjoyed it. And Mickey, appreciate you coming out again.
I wouldn't have missed it.
Hadn't seen you for a while, and it's good to have you back in the fold. And this has been a lot of fun, guys. It's been a fantastic day, a lot of fun, a lot of Mountaineers here to talk to and talk about what's coming up in the fall. We're looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll be back again next year for this spring fling. If they'll invite us back, we'll gladly come back because it's been a blast.
And that reminds me, we've got to give a big shout-out to Jerry Keglers, and also Doug, the operations guy who coordinated this. They really made it possible for us to do this. They closed this room until we had a chance to set up, and as soon as we were set up, they opened the doors. And we were expecting that it would be a while before there would be enough people here to interview, and it just filled up like in 5 minutes.
Instantly.
So we really appreciate Keglers for doing this. They're doing this really as a thank you to us, and we need to thank them. So
absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Hats off. Thank you to Keglers, and anybody familiar with Morgantown and WVU, Keglers is the place to be. That's just the way it is. It's a great spot. Appreciate everybody for tuning in here on the New River Network and the voice of college football. It's been a blast here from Keglers for the Mountaineer Spring Bash or whatever. I can't even remember what they call it, but
showcase.
Showcase. There we go. I always call it Spring Extravaganza. That's what I want to call it. So anyway, we appreciate everybody for having us and all the guys that came up and interviewed with us today. We appreciate those folks. Most of all, we appreciate you for tuning in. For Frank and for Mickey, I'm Greg. Good night, everybody.